Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Starflames and we're back with another banging video. So if you're new or returning and you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification bell and join the family. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and support your girl. Now guys, in this video, we're going to talk about DDG pulling off another performance for views. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because this guy, DDG, he misses Halle to his core. And he is just hurting so deeply that he's pretending to be unbothered. So unbothered to the point that he's watching Halle's account, and every time Halle posts something uplifting, he has to do a performance review counteraction type of video because if Halle is doing well, he has to pretend as though he's doing well, and he's not even able to pull it off alone. He has to be relying on indialove because he wants to convince the world that he is so in love with indialove and he's so connected to her. Life couldn't have been better. But the big ticket question is, if he's so in love and if he's so connected to her, why do you have to prove it to us? Why is there a consistent need for approval? I tell you, DDG, cool guy, but he's a big clout chaser. I think he's just the biggest clout chaser on the internet. Now, make no mistakes, DDG has quite a few achievements under his belt. But ever since his relationship with Halle has ended and ended on a public note, his relationship with indialove is telling us that overnight they were able to blossom into something that is just super amazing, supernatural, super dynamic, out of this world, you know? It is so exaggerated. You can tell that it's all PR. Let's get into it. Because what had happened, in case you haven't seen my video that I did a few hours ago, please check it out because it is Halle basically, so Halle had shared a short clip of herself, just working out, and she also had a, you know, caption posted on her Instagram story where she said that all the artwork she's doing now, it is something that she has manifested. The dream that she's living now of being busy, working hard is everything that she has manifested, and she is grateful that she is able to live in a moment that she has manifested, and she was just being, grateful and showing gratitude. And the internet was here for it. A lot of blog sites, blog posts, they were sharing it, and I did a video reacting to it. Now, hours after, Halle posted that DDG decided that, listen, I want to one up on this girl. So I'm going to make this little clip right here. I need this to go across social media because that's how DDG goes clout chasing, If he doesn't have something current, he'll even use something from the past, and he'll do it in such a way that it appears as though it's just so innocent, and it's just the blog sites that are causing this chaos and this drama. It is not him. Now, what had happened after Halle shared that, we saw a clip of DDG starting to go viral, honey. And in this clip, he was calling indialove like, honey, I lost the game. Like, oh my God, can you believe I lost the game? I missed the shot. And indialove was just there cheering him on like, he's acting as though he's this baby, even though nothing is wrong with that. But he just wants to prove that his love, they're in such a committed bond, and he has such an amazing support with indialove. It's as though he's replicating or trying to replicate what Halle would have done and said to him, because if you remember, when he reached out to Halle while she was on vacation and he was cussing her out about having a man around the child, Halle was like, no, that's not true. And I would never do that to our son. Feel better soon, stay safe. And they were not together. But Halle was calm, in speaking to him. And I get the sense that that is what he wanted to replicate publicly. But let's take a look at the clip together so you guys have a better sense of what I'm talking about. And then I'll get back with the rest of my commentary.
I ain't got no water. You would have gave me some water, huh?
Oh, okay. Of course I would have gave you some water. What? You would have had water the whole time. You would have never had a thought about water if I was there. The problem is, I was at my hosting. I didn't see. As soon as I got in the car, I pulled up your live to see what the fuck you were doing. You looked like you weren't doing anything on the court. So I told Morgan I'm going to call you to see if you could do a little 1-2. But if you already did 3 games, don't worry about it. Like, I don't want none of them little 1-2s to get you no water. So just take a breath, go get your water, relax.
I won 2 games. I lost 1. Am I still a winner in your eyes?
Of course. What the fuck? Even if you lost all 3, you the biggest winner in that motherfucking building. You hear me?
All right, just give me a kiss through the phone before you hang up.
Alright, so let him finish his phone call.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Clout Chaser, we definitely see you there, just being a show off and just trying to one up on Halle, because evidently Halle cannot have a great moment and him not have a great moment at the same time. Like, everything he has to bring to the internet. But I guess this is also he keeps himself relevant and promoted in the best way that he can without using the lightness and the audience of Halle, even though he's going to consistently hang on to her skirt tail exactly as I told you guys he would be doing. And that's literally what he's doing right here. I said to you guys that this guy is not going to let Halle be. Every time she does something, he's going to tattletale behind her because he knows the level of clout that she gives and she brings to him. So he's going to consistently, ride off her skirt tail. And that's literally what he's doing. If Halle posts something, you best believe, even if he has to pay someone to reshare a post, he's going to pay that individual to reshare that post because it is a necessity for him to make Halle see that I'm happy and I'm so in love and my girl loves me so much. She loves me the same way that you loved me. No, ain't no woman for now is gonna love him the same way that Halle loved him. Halle loved him for him. She loved him so much to the point that when she was with the child at the peak of her career and she was being pushed to have an abortion, she loved him so much that she said, no, I'm going to bring this child here. She did not only do that for herself. She did not only do that for her child. She also did that because she loved him unconditionally. And that is not something that you can fake, replicate, nor duplicate with indialove, okay? He can try all he wants to. He can pull all the stunts that he wants to, but just imagine a woman loving you so much, wherein she jeopardized her image, her career, everything that social media told her would have happened, but she didn't care. She still loved you unconditionally, and you turned around and you rewarded her with that unconditional love with meanness because you realized that Halle was rising and she was being lauded and she was being promoted, and she was being looked at like a queen. Behind the scenes, he was stripping her down. He wanted to strip her of her title as though he had bestowed that title on her when he didn't. It was the people, and he treated her bad. She was begging him, literally begging him, stop hurting my feelings. And he picked around her, and he realized where to hit her and how to hit her, where it hurts the most. And I'm not talking about physical in the sense, I'm talking about the emotional abuse, the emotional manipulation that he did. He knew she was vulnerable. He knew exactly how to strip her every single layer. And he stripped her every single layer. And then he brought her skin to the public, to bare it to the public, and to call her crazy, mentally unwell. Because after he was done with the emotional abuse and the psychological abuse, if she could not stand it anymore, and if she dare refuse to leave and not subject herself to such pain, he would then move on to his next game of subjecting her to pain, shame, and ridicule. And he did exactly that, thinking that it would have worked in his favor, but it did not. Labeled her to be psychologically unwell, had DJ academics and the many other streamers calling that girl mad, calling her crazy because he wanted her to be unintelligent so bad. He wanted her to be unsexy so bad, but he had no idea that God-given talents are not something that mankind can ever take away from an next person. You cannot take away from an individual what God has bestowed upon them. You're only wasting your time, and he's just gonna get tired and exhausted. The more he comes after this girl, the more he's gonna watch her blossom, and the more he's gonna watch her rising and being more successful. Every plan that he had against her is only lifting her up and putting her in the position of greater rewards. This is just another, boy trapped in a man's body, because that's literally how he acts, like a little boy, always craving for attention. And if you're not going to give me the attention that I need, that I'm craving for, I'm going to throw a tantrum. And that's what he's doing here with India Love. And you mark my words, he's going to do the same thing to India Love. It's just not time as yet, because he has a pattern, and his pattern has been clearly established for those who are paying attention. So him trying to one up on Halle, honey, he's just showing people how manipulative he is. This is like Narcissism 101, the pull-push method. So he's now on the pull method. He's pulling in India, only gearing up to push her when she doesn't subject to his wants, his needs, his every beckon and call. Mark my words, you're gonna see it. And that's what I have to share in this video with you guys. Let me know what's your take while you're at it. Do all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.